Hey, good morning, folks, and welcome to the Chamber Business Report. I'm John Phillips, president of the Palm Coast Flagler Chamber of Commerce, and I want to say thanks to our sponsor, Smart Technologies, for helping bringing this business report to you here on Flagler Radio. I'm joined by two members of the City of Palm Coast staff. I've got Jason DiLorenzo, Craig McKinney, joining us here in studio. And gentlemen, appreciate your time today. Thanks for swinging by to talk a little bit about Palm Coast and the things going on here in our business community.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Hi, John.
Craig, Economic Development Director, I think is your title. Jason, Chief of Staff. Make sure I got those at least close to being correct.
I'm just a manager, but close enough.
Fair enough. Let's talk about, there's a lot of great things going on in Palm Coast. Obviously, City Hall right there at Town Center. The Chamber office is also at Town Center. So we are smack dab in the middle of a lot of development that's going on there. Let's talk about one of those projects, which a lot of folks might not understand yet, but yeah, I was fortunate enough to attend an event about a week or so ago about the Promenade, which is a mixed-use retail and residential space right there on the north side of the lake. I'm sorry, the south side of the lake from City Hall, between City Hall and Flagler Palm Coast High School. Let's talk a little bit more about that project and what it is.
Yeah, it's a really exciting project. It was it's what Town Center really was envisioned 20 years ago. You know, this mixed-use part downtown, an anchor, a walkable anchor for the residents of Town Center and visitors to the area, something to draw you to Town Center. Really cool project. It's about 70,000 square foot of retail, institutional, a couple great restaurant sites, and about 200 units above it.
Oftentimes people talk about they use the expression live, work, and play. And the Promenade is one of those things where you can do all three: live, work, and play, because you've got a chance to entertain yourself around the walking trail there around the lake, but live and work in the same space, right? That's the mixed use opportunity in the Promenade.
Yeah, not just live, work, and play. Live, work, play, and learn, right? Because we have JU offices right down there, classrooms right down in Town Center as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a wonderful place, and it's starting to come together. You know, as I've been making my drive into the chamber offices every day, I think you get a little bit further and further along as it comes. And you know, they've gone vertical to, is it three stories total, correct?
Four
stories total.
Three stories of residential.
Yeah, yes. 3 stories of residential, and the retail space is on the bottom. So restaurants, shopping, and things such as that. Some nightlife type things where you can entertain yourself in the evening if you live there, and have a nice, safe walk home after a night on the town.
It's going to be fantastic. We're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, let's talk about some other things there. The Promenade is a wonderful place, but throughout the Town Center area, there's additional growth coming. I know down toward the movie theater, there is potential expansion. I know we don't have the budget from the state yet, but that is where the potential YMCA could go as well, down toward the movie theater, correct?
Yeah, we've been having pretty extensive conversations with the Volusia Flagler Y. It's been ongoing for a couple of years now. We have some of the funding in place. We recently, the Y gave a presentation to City Council and requested, some additional funding for the pool. And that would be a partnership with, perhaps the school district and the Flagler County as well to make that come to fruition. They're going to fundraise for the remainder of the building, and great looking project. They've done some renderings. I think it's about maybe 30,000 square foot in total with an Olympic-sized pool. Yeah, and again, that space, for those that might not be as familiar with Town Center, down toward the movie theater, like you're going toward Advent Health, back towards 95, heading to the east from the Promenade or from City Hall or from the chamber offices. Yeah, if you're familiar with what we call the stage at Town Center, where we host our summer concert series across from the Central Landings apartments, just to the left of that is the site.
Yeah, that's a great segue there. The summer concert series is getting ready to start here. I think May 29th is the first event of the summer, correct?
I'm going to rely on you for that date.
I'm pretty sure it's May 29th.
It's May 29th.
It's a Thursday evening and the first of the summer concert series. And again, those are down at the stage, not at the around the lake there at traditional Town Center, down a little bit east of Town Center, at the area that a lot of people just refer to as the stage.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, we're this is our second year with having the concert series there. And, we're trying to program the stage and get more excitement down in that area.
Well, we are thrilled for the developments going on there. I've heard discussion of some more entertainment coming, a potential mini golf in Town Center, along with a whole host of other developments that are coming soon to that area. So there are some great things going on in the city of Palm Coast, and I know you two have your pulse on a lot of those things that are going on.
That's one of the things that we hear often in the community, as there's not enough family entertainment. So if that does come to fruition, that would be great, because then it'll be something else for our preteens and teens to do.
Yeah, you referenced the town center. The plans for it have been around for, did you say 20 years?
20. I think it might be 21 or 22 years now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's all starting to come together. There's a lot of space back there still undeveloped, but it is starting to come together relatively quickly.
I think we were able to get the perimeter of the town center going during the recession, right? The Target Center came in like 2008, I think, right around there. And, it was not that great here in 2008. The unemployment rate was pretty high, and things were not going very well. So for that to come out of the ground, then I think a lot of people forget that the landings with the Super Target is part of town center, but it is. But yeah, I think we would have preferred if the urban core would have built first, but you needed something to draw people down there, right? City Hall was a step, the city center building, and now the promenade is, should help build that draw and grow the core, which is really what you want. So you have that walkable piece.
Yeah, that walkable piece there. And like I say, the promenade is probably I don't know if that's the tipping point or not, but it almost feels like it is to me, that once that space is there, it seems like everything else is going to kind of trigger from that potentially.
I think you're right. I think that makes a lot of sense. And us, Craig and I have spent a lot of time with the ownership of that group. They are investing a lot of money. I don't know what the total number of it is. It's well over $100 million. So just think about that. Someone's coming in investing $100 million into that piece of dirt that's been vacant for 20 years, right? Yeah. And I think you're right. It's going to draw other folks down to the urban core. That group also purchased another piece of property in the core, so we'll see if they start putting out some plans for what their next steps are.
You're listening to the Chamber Business Report. I'm John Phillips, president of the Palm Coast Flagler Chamber of Commerce. I've got Jason DiLorenzo, chief of staff of the city of Palm Coast, along with Craig McKinney, economic development manager for the city of Palm Coast, joining us here. And again, sponsored by Smart Technologies. Thanks to Bob Doucette and the staff there for supporting our show. Craig, I want to give you a chance to talk about some of the things that are going on economic development wise. I know that you've been active out in the outside of the city of Palm Coast, going to some trade shows, trying to attract some more businesses and spread the love about all the great things we have here in Flagler County. Tell me about some of those things.
Sure, absolutely. So we've been really busy over the past year, specific to the trade shows. We're really trying to lock in to participating in expos that are focused around our targeted industries. Two of those are going to be advanced manufacturing as well as the aviation, aerospace, defense sector, which I kind of lump into one because there's a lot of overlap. Mm-hmm. With the shows that we've attended, we've been to SpaceCom in Orlando. We've been to Satellite 2025 in Washington, D.C., and we just came back from MRO, which is maintenance, repair, and overhaul for the airline industry in Atlanta. So a lot of good activity. It's the first time that the city has participated in these expos with floor space and a booth, and it's been fantastic. And, of course, the purpose is to really engage with the companies that we want to bring here face-to-face. And have that opportunity to start those relationships.
It's one of the areas that I know we're looking to grow in the business community and things. And I know it's not a spinoff out of MRO, but when you talked about the MRO show, it automatically triggered my mind to talk about the helicopters, because there's been a lot of talk about a refurbishment of a helicopter facility here in Flagler County, and I want to give you a chance to talk about that opportunity and that growth in that specific industry with that company.
Sure. Well, that company was more of a county project. Just to be clear, the city didn't participate in it, but it's a great addition to the city in a sector that we are very much wanting to recruit those kind of companies to come in. And when you look at a company like that coming in, as well as say Astor Defense, et cetera, it really starts to tap in to what we want to call, clustering of industries, where companies are coming in and one, they're wanting to be either with like-minded companies, either for synergy or for workforce, or more directly, right? When you really start talking about clustering and recruiting companies, you're talking about companies who want to be closer to their customers or closer to their suppliers. And when you really start growing that out, you have an opportunity.
Yeah, when you talk about logistics and suppliers and things, obviously we've got a lot of strengths that we are located right by I-95. That's a major strength. Whether we just got lucky or not really doesn't matter. The bottom line is when you're trying to move product, we are close to the rail. and we're close to I-95 in a what a lot of people don't think about the term, but Northeast Florida. We are located between two major hubs in Jacksonville, with the Port of Jacksonville, and also with everything that's going on in the city of Orlando as well.
You've got it. And so really when we do promotional material, whether it's media or engaging with companies at these shows, et cetera, our lead talking point is the fact that I-95 cuts right through the middle of the city and the county. There's thousands of communities across the United States. They'll never be able to say that the East Coast, the busiest interstate, cuts right through the middle of them. And then when you add, like you said, you've got the coast, a lower cost of living compared to some of the areas in Northeast Florida, the surrounding economies of Jacksonville, Orlando, Volusia, the Space Coast. And the network of higher ed.
I was going to say that's my next point.
Exactly.
Oftentimes you think about Embry-Riddle and the aviation sector, which is just to our south, 45 minutes maybe door to door from City of Palm Coast to Embry-Riddle's campus in Daytona Beach. We also have wonderful technology from Daytona State College, their Advanced Technology Center, which is down in Daytona. Of course, they have a Palm Coast campus as well. But just those two, and there are others. Don't get me wrong. We got Jacksonville University. We have the University of North Florida, Flagler College just to the north of us. But just focusing on those two between Embry-Riddle and Daytona State, there's quite a bit of impact in terms of qualified workforce to help support these companies that you're going after.
Absolutely. Both Embry and that ATC at Daytona State are pretty much crown jewels, right? If you're looking to, one, develop a workforce that's focused around manufacturing, and two, specifically within that, right, aviation, aerospace, and defense. So those are two fantastic assets that we have here.
And then I just add quickly that Daytona State has been an able and willing partner. I mean, they've really stepped up. They really want to help us with economic development. Dr. Labasso is an economic developer, right? Mm-hmm. He is great, and he will help you with anything. I know, Craig, you've spent a lot of time with their staff and being able to build programs for whatever we need, right? Whatever company comes, they can help us.
Yeah, oftentimes higher education is not doesn't always have the same entrepreneurial spirit. They don't always move at a rapid pace. But I don't think that's the case at all with Daytona State. Under Dr. Labasso's leadership, they are very entrepreneurial, very willing to listen, very willing to adapt and to change. And I want to give you a chance to talk about some of the success we've had with them.
Absolutely. Jason hit the nail on the head. When I came in, one of the first things I wanted to do was really connect with these workforce development partners. And Daytona State, whether it's Dr. Labasso, who has shown up in person when we needed him, Dr. Cheryl Weems, who's a VP of their workforce development, their media department, they have been so willing to just really step up anytime I've reached out to them, whether it's visual media, whether it's our workforce development roundtable that we hosted at the end of last year. Again, when we did Dr. Labasso, he was there. So really can't say enough good things about them. And then when you take not only their willingness to partner with us, but again, circling back to that ATC, which they are doing right. And it's so fantastic to see, and I'm thrilled about it.
Yeah, we're great partners there at Daytona State College, and they are playing a huge impact here in Flagler County. And don't let the name Daytona State fool you, because they do have a full-fledged campus here in Palm Coast and wonderful support as well in Flagler County, again, under the leadership of Dr. Tom Labasso. He and all of his staff have been wonderful partners to work with. So this is the Chamber Business Report brought to you by Smart Technologies. I'm John Phillips. I'm joined by Jason DiLorenzo and Craig McKinney, both from the city of Palm Coast. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Back in the old days, thieves would break into your business through a door or window. Today, hackers break into your business and home in ways you never thought of. Your printer, security cameras, scanners, thermostats, remote workers, and their devices. We're Smart Technologies. We know how to identify and secure your entire network, not just your computers. If you would like a free cybersecurity assessment, give us a call today.
Smart Technologies.
Call us, 252-2292.
Welcome back to the Chamber Business Report. I'm John Phillips, president of the Palm Coast Flagler Regional Chamber of Commerce. I'm joined by Jason DiLorenzo and Craig McKinney, both from the city of Palm Coast. I want to say thanks again to Smart Technologies, Bob Doucette, and all the staff there for supporting our show here on the Chamber Business Report. Gentlemen, before the break, we were talking about all the good things going on economic development-wise and the growth in Palm Coast. I know the comp plan was just recently pushed through. I want to give you a chance, Jason, to talk about that a little bit. I want to say, first of all, I'll say it. I know you guys probably will well as well. Thanks to our city council for their support and everything that they're doing to help lead the way for this growth and things that are going on here in Palm Coast. But let's talk about the comp plan and what that means to the everyday citizen and everyday resident of Palm Coast.
Yeah, so last Tuesday, City Council took the final step with the comprehensive plan. It was a long process, over a year. We engaged the community. We've won several awards for our community engagement and for the comprehensive plan itself. It's a really big vision document. And one of the things it has, an element that we've never had before, is an economic development vision as well. It's got an entire element about economic development, which is going to be our roadmap for how we work forward from here. It's got specific policies about how to incentivize, how to attract, how to work with all of those higher education components that we just spoke about, and how to move forward as a community. So the economic development element will have several studies in it that'll help us hone in on how to really be successful at improving the local economy. Another part, a big part, and maybe a more controversial part, just how the public saw it, is the comp plan introduced something called the master plan mixed use, which is intended for only for the lands west of the railroad track. And if you're not aware, the city of Palm Coast already has more than 10,000 acres that are west of the railroad track that are not developed. And but there's a much larger potential than that with a single landowner that's out there. We put specific restrictions into the MPMU to help guide economic development. For every dwelling unit that is constructed, is a minimum of 100 square foot of employment center. That's not commercial retail. That's a whole nother part of it. This is employment center. So you're talking industrial, manufacturing areas that are going to be required for tied back to the dwelling unit. So not just houses,
right.
Houses that come with places to work. And I think it's innovative. It was strong. City Council increased that number. It was originally 60 square foot. They increased to 100 square foot when they went to the final adoption. And we're excited for whatever that's going to bring in the future as we move forward.
I think let me take a step back and just for the folks like me who doesn't live in this space like you guys do on a daily basis. When you talk about the term comp plan, I kind of envision that to be if the city of Palm Coast were a for-profit industry or for-profit company, it would be our strategic plan for growth. Is that a good analogy, comp plan versus strategic plan?
Yeah, I think that's pretty close. Yeah.
And so then and again, just to be real clear about the things you talked about, 'cause I think it's really important. The MPMU, Master Plan for Mixed Use or something like that. Mm-hmm. Make sure I get the acronym correct there. So you have guaranteed, because I think that's been one of the things that people have criticized is the explosive growth in rooftops and residential. There is a guarantee by statute that if there is growth of residential, there must be growth of industrial, manufacturing, and as you mentioned, jobs. And I just want to make sure we're really clear about that because that is a critical thing. Not every comp plan that cities put together has a plan like that has specific benchmarks that you all have to meet.
That's right. So in the future, as master plan development areas west of the railroad tracks come in for review by staff, the planning board, and the city council, they will have to be compared to compatibility with the comprehensive plans, meet all the requirements. So yes, it is saying that every dwelling unit will have at least 100 square foot of employment center attached to it.
Yeah. It's
not literally attached.
Sure. Yeah. That would be a whole different zoning requirement out there. But there's got to be, sometimes we use that term mixed use and sometimes we throw it around loosely. In this case, it really truly is a mix, and it is a mix that has a specific ratio assigned to it for responsible development and responsible growth for our community.
That's correct. Yep.
And it's really it's an opportunity because right now we're looking at a very exciting time when it comes to manufacturing in the United States. When it comes to just a reinvestment in supply chains in the United States, for us to have this opportunity at this point in time it's just really just a fantastic moment for us to go out there and do this right and hit a home run.
Yeah. And I think it goes back to something we spoke about before the break about where we are located, whether it be using rail access or roadway access with Interstate 95, and the potential for additional roads as well, west of town. I know there's been discussion about that, not to get too far ahead of the curve, but at the same time, there has been discussion about roads that could connect Jacksonville towards Orlando in the future down the road. And even US 1. I mean, I don't want to throw away, I-95 is a wonderful interstate highway, clearly, but US 1 is a major thoroughfare as well that goes all the way through Flagler County that can be used for bringing things in, taking things out, and the true industrial manufacturing projects and products that ultimately end up somewhere else outside of Flagler County.
You know, US 1 has a lot of potential still. There's a lot of commercial entitlements along US 1 between Palm Coast Parkway and Matanzas Woods. Mm-hmm. And I was having a conversation with a resident, I don't know, 6 or 8 months ago, and they were like, why doesn't our US 1 look like it does in Daytona or in St. Augustine? And I said, there's really one reason. We haven't gotten there yet. We're building east to west. We're moving to where that is going to be our future commercial area. Right. If you think of those other communities, US 1 is much further east. It's in the center of their communities. It's where they built first, right. moving from the coastal areas to the west. So we're just getting there. So that's another huge potential.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And you look at almost all of Volusia County, with that one exception out toward Plantation Bay, US 1 is east of 95.
Right.
Almost the entire county, except for that one little section there north of Destination Daytona where it's a little bit west. But for the most part, you're exactly right. It's in what would be considered the core area of the city, where the city of Daytona Beach and Ormond Beach first developed. That's where US 1 runs right smack through the middle of the city.
Right. And if you're thinking about what Craig has been focused on, having US 1 not developed yet and being on the west side actually helps us for employment rather than commercial retail areas, right? For those bigger centers, logistics, being able to, the transportation that the US 1 provides us in our community is different and maybe better.
Yeah.
It's a 4-lane divided highway that connects directly to I-95.
Yep, exactly right. It is a major thoroughfare for manufacturing, industrial, and like you say, not retail.
Right.
That's not the use that we're looking to expand on that area there. There will always be some additional retail as you add industrial and manufacturing. People need places to eat and to shop, but that is not the primary goal of that portion of US 1 is to, build another Target or another Walmart or something like that out there.
All right. Yeah. And you're right. There's residential hubs a little bit to the north around Matanzas that'll probably get, some commercial retail to support those.
Yeah. They have to have some, but that's not the primary goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are so many good things going on here in Palm Coast and throughout Flagler County. I know we've touched on a few of them here during our show today. We have not touched on things like the Magellan project out west, the potential sports complex out west. There are so many exciting things that are going on, and we've touched on a few of them. There's so much more to come. I want to throw it back to you guys to see, is there anything that we missed that we'd like to talk about here on the show today? I know we've talked about the comp plan and the impact out west. We talked about the things here in Promenade and in the town center area. There's a lot going on. I know we could have a whole nother show on it probably, but I want to give you a chance to throw in some things that we might have missed.
Yeah, just that, what Craig described, this proactive approach to economic development, that's really because of City Council's vision and budgeting, right? They decided that we were going to increase the budget for economic development, which allowed us to do these things. And it's their vision. They are really focused on getting more jobs here. So we should acknowledge that. We're working towards that. Craig is working hard every day, traveling all over the East Coast, trying to find some companies to move here. And that's exciting, know. And so Craig's gonna present to City Council on May the 27th and to the public and an update on how he's been doing and what our next steps are for economic development.
Yeah, I think one thing I want to throw out is just the great partners that you all are. Our focus today is on the city of Palm Coast and the economic development that's coming through Palm Coast. But we've already referenced the partnership with Daytona State, partnerships with Embry-Riddle, partnerships with the airport and Flagler County, and with others. You all are great partners because ultimately we're all going to win together and we have to work together to do that.
So when I came in here a year ago, I focused on 3 pillars: sites and buildings, workforce development, and collaboration. And, my message when I speak to people on that collaboration component is that if we work in a silo, are we still going to land projects? Yeah. But are we going to be as good as we could have been at the end of the day? And the answer is no. So that collaboration with the government, with the private sector, with education, with the citizens, we really want to dial in on that and just do the best that we can going forward and making this a reality.
Yeah, I think we'll close on that one. We are going to reach our maximum potential by collaborating and working together as a community to do all the best things we can for our residents and our businesses here in Palm Coast and throughout Flagler County.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I love it. Well, I appreciate your time today. That is Craig McKinney. We've also had Jason DiLorenzo, both from the city of Palm Coast. I'm John Phillips. Thanks again to Bob Doucette and Smart Technologies for sponsoring our Chamber of Business Report. And until next time, folks, we'll see you here on Flagler Radio. Thanks for being with us today.